Hello everyone, welcome to full course on signals and systems by Darshana. In the first lecture of this series, I have discussed about step signal. In this second lecture, I am going to take classes on rectangular signal. The rectangular function can be defined as a into rect of t by tau is equal to a for mod t less than tau by 2 and 0 for mod t greater than tau by 2. Here we can draw the waveform using this definition. That is, in y-axis it is a into rect of t by tau and x-axis it is t for mod t less than tau by 2. That is, mod t should be less than tau by 2. We know that the mod t include minus t and plus t. That is, mod t can be minus t or plus t. So we can draw the waveform like, that is, here let here be the tau by 2 and here be the in the left hand side be the minus tau by 2. That is, the area between minus tau by 2 to tau by 2 will represent the mod t. From the definition, it is clear that in between minus tau by 2 to tau by 2, the magnitude of signal is A. That is, let here be the A. The waveform will be having a magnitude of A in between these two values. And if mod t greater than tau by 2, the magnitude is 0. That is, the right hand side of tau by 2 and in the left hand side of minus tau by 2, the value is 0. So by connecting these discontinuities, we will get a rectangular function like this. That is, this is the rect of t by tau. That is, having a as the amplitude in between minus tau by 2 to tau by 2 and 0 as the magnitude outside this part. The significance of rectangular function is that the denominator of t will represent the width of the rectangular function and the coefficient of rectangular function, that is here a. This will represent the magnitude. The magnitude a will equally divide on both sides of y-axis. That is, here we can see that the a here is equally divided in both this side, that is, in the left hand side and in the right hand side it is equally divided. So since the function is looking like a rectangular block, it is called as rectangular function or rectangular signal. Let's do one example. Let's do the example of phi rect of t by 7. Here we know the definition of rectangular function is, that is, a for mod t less than tau by 2 and 0 for mod t greater than tau by 2. So here the a is equal to 5 and tau, which represent the width of rectangular function, is equal to 7. As we discussed earlier, the tau, which represent the width of the rectangle, has to be equally divided on both the sides of y-axis. So here, since tau is equal to 7, then in both the sides the value will be 3.5 and minus 3.5. That is, this will be the value 7. The magnitude of rectangle here a, which is equal to 5. So in between these two values, the value or magnitude of rectangular function will be 5. Let here be the 5. So in between minus 3.5 and 3.5, the value is 5, and outside this limit the value will be 0. So the rectangular function can be clearly drawn as this, that is, in between the values of minus 3.5 and 3.5, the magnitude is 5, and outside this limit the magnitude is 0. Let's do another example, that is minus 4 rect of t by 9. As discussed earlier, here a is equal to minus 4 and tau is equal to 9. So we have discussed that here the value tau, which is 9, will be equally divided in both the sides of y-axis, and the magnitude of the signal in this limit will be minus 4. So since in earlier cases of unit step function, we have done the problems by taking the function without any magnitude, that is taking the magnitude of signal as 1. So let's do the same in this case. That is, first let's do rect of t by 9. Then we will add the signal with minus 4. So let's start doing, that is, minus 4 rect t by 9 is equal to minus 4 in mod tau less than 9 by 2 and 0 for mod tau greater than 9 by 2. So here, let here be 9 by 2. And here be minus 9 by 2. So in between this value, the value will be, let's take the value as 1. The value is 1. So in between this limit, the value is 1, and outside this limit the value is 0. So then the question is minus 4 rect of t by 9. So for this we have to multiply this function with minus 4. So let's do the magnitude multiplication, that is, in between this 9 by 2 and minus 9 by 2, that is, here is 9 by 2 and here is minus 9 by 2. The value of signal is 1. So 1 into minus 4, which is minus 4. So let here is minus 4. Then in between this value, the value is minus 4, and outside this limit the value is 0. So the waveform will look like this. Clear? So whenever you are getting some equation or question on rectangular function, first solve it without the magnitude or taking the magnitude equal to 1. Then multiply it with the original value or the given magnitude. That will be more easy for your exams. Consider the rectangular function or rectangular signal, that is a into rect t by tau, where tau is the width of rectangle and a is the magnitude of a rectangle. Then the area of rectangle can be calculated as, that is, area is equal to area of rectangle is equal to, we can know that area of rectangle A equal to L into B, length into breadth. Here from the graph it is clear that is the area of this rectangle will be equal to A into tau. A into tau. So the area of rectangular function is equal to A into tau. So whenever the area of a rectangular signal is equal to 1, we can call it as unit rectangular signal or unit rectangular function. That is, so the notation will be when A equal to 1 and tau is equal to 1, A into rect t by tau can be represented as rect t by 1. Rect t by 1. So the area will be equal to, area is equal to length into breadth. Here length equal to 1 and breadth equal to 1. So it is equal to 1. Now let's do some shifting operation. That is rect of t by 2. We know that x of t minus t0 means it will be equal to the right hand side shifted version of x of t. That is, x of t minus t0 is equal to right hand side shifted version of x of t by t0 unit. The same is the case of rect of t minus 2. So let's start with the basic equation of rect of t. That is, rect of t means here A equal to 1 and tau equal to 1. So the graph will look like this, that is 0.5 minus 0.5, in between this the value will be equal to 1 and after this the value will be equal to 0. Then put t equal to t minus 2. Putting t equal to t minus 2 in this unit rectangular function, we will get the right hand side shifted version of rect of t by 2 units. So we can draw the function as, like this. That is, here the 0.5 is shifted to the right hand side by 2 units. That is 0.5 plus 2, which is equal to 2.5, and minus 0.5 is shifted to right hand side by 2 units. Then minus 0.5 will become 1.5. So the function will look like this. Here the magnitude is equal to 1. So as x of t minus t0 is the right hand side shifted version of x of t by t0 unit, here in the rectangular function the rect of t minus 2 is the right hand side shifted version of rect of t by 2 units or a units. So let's do some other possible questions. That is rect of t minus 3 by 8. That is, here the rect of t minus 3 by 8 is the function which is the right hand side shifted version of rect of t by 8 by putting t equal to minus 3. That is, here rect of t by 8, that is, let rect of t by 8 is a function. By putting here t equal to t minus 3, we will get the rect of t minus 3 by 8. That is, so first, as the earlier cases, first do the operation of rect of t by 8. That is, after doing this, we will put t equal to t minus 3. That is, putting t equal to t minus 3 means the right hand side shifted version of t by 8 by 3 unit. So first do the rect of t by 8. Here a equal to 1 and tau equal to 8. So this tau will be equally divided among y-axis. So minus 4 and 4 with one amplitude will get a rectangular function like this. Then the right hand side shifted version of rect of t by 8 by 3 units will give the answer of rect of t minus 3 by 8. So the graph will look like, that is 4 plus 3 which is equal to 7 and minus 4 plus 3 which is equal to minus 1. So the graph will look like this. The right hand side shifted version of rect of t by 8 by 3 units. Clear? So whenever we are getting a question like this, start from the basic equation. Do not try to solve it completely. Make it into parts. So it will be easy for us to get the correct answer in less time. So let's move on to the next example. That is rect t plus 4 by 10. From the equation, it is clear that it is the left hand side shifted version of a rect of t by 4 by 10 units. Why we are calling it as the left hand side shifting? That is, here t plus 4 by 10, that is plus sign indicate the left hand side shifting operation, whereas the t minus 4 by 10 will indicate the right hand side shifted version. So let's start with the basic equation of rect of t, where a equal to 1 and tau equal to 1. So the equation or the waveform will look like this, and we have to shift it to the left hand side for getting the correct answer. So here the minus 0.5 will move to minus 0.5 minus 0.4, that is equal to minus 0.9, and minus 0.5 will move to 0.5 minus 0.4, that is equal to 0.1. So the graph will look like this. The rectangular function, which is the shifted version of rect of t by 4 by 10 units to the left hand side. So clear? So let's end up this session. Thank you. And if you have any suggestions and doubts regarding this topic, please put your comment on comment box.